This is a video I've been waiting and wanting to do for a while. I just wanted to gather all the different autograph Funko Pops that I have. But I thought it'd be more interesting just to kind of separate them in categories because it's a lot just to put in one video. So these will be all the WWE signed Pops from current and former stars. And I'll just kind of explain where I got some of them, whether they were in person or ordering online. So this first group here, up until the Bella Twins, were all Funko Pops ordered from Dark Parlor Originals. DarkParlorOriginals.com if you're not familiar with them. They do a lot of autograph signings. They're legit. They have pretty decent pricing, and they do a lot of wrestling, a lot of horror. They're just growing and growing with each year, so been really pleased with everything they've put out so far. This is one of them. This is Charlotte Flair, Pop 62, and she's wearing the blue outfit, which was a WWE exclusive / Foot Locker. You can see there's her signature. And then they also provide a COA on a lot of their newer products. It shows that she signs it, and you can go to their site, dpoverify.com, to most of the times. I think some of the newer ones, they're still inputting the numbers. And here is Naomi, and this was the limited glow chase edition. The glow was pretty nice on it, and this pop definitely deserved to have some glow element to it. I just wish it would have been a little bit different outfit that was glowing, because like the common is exactly the same. The only difference is the glow in the dark part. And this one came with the authenticity sticker, and then it also came with the little sticker of their logo from the site, which they put in attire from Naomi. And here is Kevin Nash signed Diesel Pop. And he also has the little authentication, and it shows that he signed it. They're doing another signing with him September 4th or 5th. I already sent in the Kevin Nash Chase to get signed because I didn't have it at the time, and they sold out when they were doing the original signing with Kevin Nash a couple months ago. But they're doing another one, and they're allowing send-in items, so for like $40 you can send anything you have pretty much for him to sign, and he's going to do it live like on Facebook, so you'll get to see your item get signed. So when that gets signed, I'll probably get it back here maybe middle of September. I'll do a video for that. And this one I was really excited for. Probably a little bit more pricey of a signature than some of these other ones that were on their site. But this is freaking Hulk Hogan, so I mean, that pop alone is like great. It's iconic, the ripping the shirt, and then to have it autographed was even better. What makes this better is that I think he only had 3 or 5 for sale, where Hulk Hogan just decided to write WrestleMania 3 on the side, and I was able to get this one with the inscription on the side. And there's Hulk signing it. And this is the guy that really got me into wrestling as a kid. He had the cartoons. He totally appealed to people of my age and generation. And you could say whatever you want about his technique or lack of wrestling ability, or the fact that he didn't want to put people over, some of the other controversial things that has happened with his career recently, things that he said, mistakes that he's made. But you can't deny the impact this man has made on the wrestling business, and how much he built it up to where it's at now, I think. And he was also like into movies before, like The Rock was. I mean, he kind of like laid out the blueprint of what wrestling became from the 80s, 90s, And he reinvented himself as Hollywood Hulk Hogan when pretty much this character was kind of like washed up and tired and boring, and he went heel. So huge icon. So like to have an autographed piece of memorabilia from Hulk Hogan and it being in pop form, I couldn't pass that up. So this is like one of my favorite signed items in all of my Funko Pop collection. Here we have Bret the Hitman Hart, who I regard as the greatest wrestler of all time. And to me, he really was the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Has such a like clean signature too. Like you could legit read every single word, and he's got the 4 dots there that represent his 4 kids, just like on his tights he has the 4 hearts. Though on this Funko Pop, that was very much missing from his tights. It's probably the only beef I have with this Funko Pop. They didn't put the 4 little hearts on his tights, and I know around that time frame that this was done, he was wearing at least 3 or 4 hearts, depending on how many kids he had at the time. Same thing, I got this one off of Dark Parlor. Bret Hart, I have had the honor of meeting before. I met him around WrestleMania 26. They were out here in Phoenix, and his book just came out, and he did a book signing. And I finally got to meet him, take a picture with him. He signed my Wrestling with Shadows DVD, my book. So it was real cool. But to actually get a Funko Pop like signed by him, it's exciting. Other guy who I would probably put in my top 3, and I kind of lined them up this way, is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Like this dude, we thought his career was over at one point, but just like a lot of longevity in like the second half of his career when he wasn't considered as much of a jerk, and he was putting on like classic WrestleMania matches with The Undertaker, Triple H, you name it. This guy was just so athletic. He had a lot of the skill which Bret Hart had, but he also had a lot of the high-flying athleticism that you would see like in plenty of matches. Like the ladder match with him and Razor Ramon was one of those examples of how they stole the show with just some athletic moves. I think this guy is so diverse. He can do so many different style of matches, and this is why he's one of my favorite superstars. And him and Bret Hart, Iron Man match, probably one of my favorite matches, if not my favorite match of these guys. They were like the 90s, so those were my dudes back then to watch. And as a kid, Hulk Hogan, and then these guys when I got older and could appreciate more of like the matches, the technique. They did it for me. And then we're gonna move on to some pops that I got signed in person. I was able to meet these ladies at a wine festival that was going down in Scottsdale, and I had this pop and I wanted them to sign it, and they did. I met Nikki Bella probably like back in 2010 when we had WrestleMania All Access out here. I was able to take a picture with her, but it was very nice to see them in person the second time around. They seemed much more relaxed, less rushed, very sweet, and they were able to sign it. I just wish the ink would have been like a better paint pen, but because from some angles you can't really see the signature as well, but that right there you could see Bree signed it, Bree mode. And then Nikki signed it, and she put "Stay Fearless," which is what each of their shirts say there on the box. Super nice, and this is before I think they both found out they were pregnant. Literally like probably weeks before they found out they were pregnant. So at this event they were drinking wine, they were having a good time, and it was cool watching the Total Bella season just to see this event pop up. And even though my face did not make it on the show, I did get in the shot, and I'll try to post a picture where just my chest wearing the Nikki Bella shirt and holding this thing before I got signed. And in line with them, in front of me was their brother and sister-in-law, which are also part of that show. This was probably the first Funko Pop I got signed, period. And as soon as I found out Alexa Bliss was going to be at Ace Comic Con out here in Arizona, I had to buy the photo op and then also get this Funko Pop signed by her. She's extremely nice, very beautiful in person and also on the TV. Super sweet. Very happy to have this. I know this has now become more of a harder Funko Pop to find. So glad I got it when I did, and I was able to get it signed before all this Corona madness, which makes fan events much more difficult to do. This guy would also be in my top 10 wrestlers of all time, along with these guys, and then I would also add the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold, and The Undertaker to the mix. Those are two other guys I hope to get signed one day. He was at an event for Cactus League out here, and I was like, I need to get another Pop signed. He was very nice, didn't have much time to interact with him, but he was able to sign this, a comic book that featured Mankind, and just it was just nice to get the hardcore legend to autograph this, take a photo. This guy gave so much of his body and life to us to entertain us. I'm just surprised he's still alive, able to tell his story. He could still walk around. This guy gave it all for the business because he loved it so much and loved to entertain us. So shout out to Mick Foley for that. That's why you're top 10. Guy had such incredible mic skills, incredible in-ring work as far as all the bumps and hits he would take, and he had multiple personalities. So how many people could say they have multiple characters and they're all entertaining? So yeah, Mick Foley is up there, so I'm glad I got something signed from Mick Foley. Here we have Trish Stratus, who I think is currently the greatest female wrestler of all time. I think Charlotte Flair is coming up there right behind her, along with I also like Sasha Banks and a couple of the other newer wrestlers, but she pioneered a lot. She learned a lot. She didn't come in as an expert wrestler, but she learned fast and she was willing to learn, and she transformed herself and her career and became more than just a valet. And then this signature, she offered this Funko Pop, and it's signed on her website. Has a little promo code if you're ever trying to buy something from there. But she offered it at a pretty good price, and I think during the holidays and other seasons, if you follow her on social media, if she still has them, I'm pretty sure she does, she'll sometimes put out some deals where it'll take off a percentage from the total price, and you can probably nab this sometimes for as low as $35-$40 shipped, signed. I think normally it's probably about $50 or $60. So follow her on social media. You might be able to find a good deal on a signed Funko Pop, as long as she's able to still purchase them. So that's a look at all my WWE Funko Pops that are signed. I'm always looking to add a little bit more to the collection. Like I said, Undertaker and Stone Cold would definitely be on the top of my list. And I'm looking forward to the Dark Parlor signing with Kevin Nash so that he could sign my Kevin Nash Chase and fill it in with the inscription that I had given to them to add. Every time I just look at these, it just give me back some good memories of, especially the ones that I got in person, but also just them signing. I think about all their different matches and all the good times I had watching them, and I'm sure you guys as also wrestling fans were entertained by everything they gave to us. So shout out to WWE, and they also, a lot of them make it easy to get signed items because they're always up for signing things and doing events. And once all this Corona stuff is over with, hopefully we can all start attending live wrestling events and conventions once again. So as always, thanks for watching. I'll upload another signed Funko Pop video here in a few days with all the non-wrestlers that I have in my collection. Thanks for watching.
I don't think she had plans. Yeah, no. Let's take a photo and all.
You thought it was on. So whatever happens at Food and Wine stays at Food and Wine.
That's what we've heard. What up, Scottsdale? Yes.
So Nikki's been enjoying all the tastings here.
So I'm getting judged by these eyes.
Along with like the pregnancy thing, like when you come home to Phoenix, what do you crave food-wise that you couldn't get anywhere else that is like a dish,
Anywhere
a restaurant,
else?
local
So when we
place
come back from Phoenix, he's asking, what do we crave that we can't get anywhere else in the world, food-wise,
LGO
besides
pizza.
our brother back there?
LGO
Nothing.
pizza is like my deal.
LGO, because you get gluten-free, dairy-free.
They just do it perfect.
Full Starbucks order, we get it.
Hiking Camelback Mountain. I have to say too, the Henry, they have this one iced coffee called the Clio. I'm obsessed with.
Delight. I'm obsessed with their
Oh my
vegan
gosh,
mugs.
the
I'm not
vegan
gonna
mugs
lie.
at Delight.
Phoenix and Scottsdale, y'all are spoiled with food because there's so many amazing booty spots.
I mean, I know. It's
I
hard to
love
stay
it.
in.
Yeah, we just love it all.
We just got White Castle.
Ooh, Wine Castle. We're
No,
into that.
not
White Castle.
Wine Castle. White Castle.
White Castle.
But if you take a bottle of wine, it'll make it better.
Do you know
I
what
mean,
White
I would
Castle
be.
is?
I'd go to Wine Castle in Art. White
Castle.
Castle still around?
Oh, that was